Hi guys, welcome back to the Maverick Mindset channel. My name's Bruno and I'm on a mission to make success the new mediocrity. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about why you should be working on your mindset. So a lot of people know that it's really important to work on physical health, but a lot of those same people don't understand the importance of working on their mental health. The reason I like to compare the two is because there's two key concepts from physical health that apply when it comes to your mindset. And those two concepts are exercise and nutrition. So if we talk about exercise first, in physical health, we lift weights, whether they're physical weights or whether it's just our body weight, in order to get into better shape and to build our muscles. That's in the form of the resistance, which is the weight. Your mindset works in a very similar way. So if you take a concept like meditation, when you start doing it, you have a lot of mental resistance to the exercise. So if you try and sit down and meditate for 5 minutes, for example, you'll notice that you'll either struggle to get rid of the thoughts and kind of clear your head, because you'll just have so many thoughts flowing in that you just won't be able to focus, or you'll find that you're stuck thinking about how you can't stop thinking, so you're just thinking about thinking, and it's kind of a bit of a cycle that's really frustrating. But as with physical exercise, the more you do it, the easier it becomes, the longer that you can either lift those weights for, or the bigger the weights you can lift. So with meditation, the easier it becomes, the longer you can do it for, and the longer you can maintain that sort of quiet mind. In terms of nutrition, when it comes to physical fitness, you have to eat right. When it comes to mindset, you have to pay attention to what you're actually feeding your mind. So what information you're allowing to get through to your mind, because that will have an impact on your thoughts. So if we take a look at your morning commute, for example, what do you currently do? Do you maybe listen to the radio or listen or read the news on your way to work? Because if you do, the chances are that you're starting your day off in quite a negative manner. News tends to be negative. Negative news is what sells. Without you realizing, your thoughts will become fairly negative. However, if rather than doing that, you perhaps started listening to an audiobook or listening to a podcast, maybe even a podcast from your favorite comedian, for example, then you'll start to feed your mind in the right way. In doing that, you will be starting your day off right, because it will be most likely more positive. If it's maybe a self-help podcast or audiobook, you're learning new concepts, you're educating yourself. If it is a comedian's podcast, then you get to laugh a little bit in the morning and start the day in a more light-hearted way. Now, there are a few things that I just want to go through, a few sort of warnings and tips for you, just to make sure that you get the most benefit out of it that you can. So one key thing to bear in mind is that you need to start off small. So if you do pick something like meditation, don't aim to meditate for 20 minutes or 30 minutes a day, because you'll struggle. I certainly did when I started. I couldn't meditate more than 5 minutes without my thoughts just being all over the place. So start off with something small. You can start off with 60 seconds if you want, but I found that 5 minutes is normally a good place to start when it comes to meditation. The second part links very much with this, so be forgiving on yourself. Now, when you start something like meditation, it's very difficult to do. You'll find that you just can't keep the noise out of your mind. Just forgive yourself. You're new to these subjects. You'll learn with time and practice, so don't give up on it. Just make sure that you give yourself time to learn these topics and to gain a bit of experience. With that, make sure that if you maybe slip up, so if you've got a 7-day streak of meditation and you get to the 8th day and you find that you don't do it for whatever reason, that you don't just get downhearted and frustrated and just give up, because it's okay to slip up. We naturally will slip up and go back to our old routines, but the important thing is just to get back on it. The day after, make sure you just pick up where you left off and just continue the process, continue building that positive habit into your life. Another tip I have for you guys is don't try and do this all at once. I've been guilty of this myself, where I was trying to work on my mindset, my physical health, my businesses, my relationships. I was trying to do it all at once, and I just massively overwhelmed myself and ended up just giving up on all of it and just slipping back to my old ways. And that just led to frustration and unhappiness, to be quite honest. I wasn't happy with the way it was going, so I would just keep going back to it and back to it. until I realised that it's about doing one small concept at a time. They say that it takes 28 days to build a habit, and the best way to build a habit is to start off small. Do 5 minutes of it a day and it will become second nature. You'll get to the point where you don't really think about doing it, you just get up and you just get on with it. And then the final tip that I have is, as with everything that I share with you guys, make sure that you customize the experience, that you tailor the exercises to your needs. If you're quite a busy person and you don't currently have a lot of time in your life, don't try and get to the point where you're meditating an hour a day, because 10 or 15 minutes of meditation will work just as well for you. You might even find that meditation is not really your thing. But as I said, make sure you do it for at least a month before you decide that it's not for you, just to make sure you've given it a fair shot and you've gotten over that kind of resistance period. If you guys have any ideas of videos that you'd like to see, make sure that you drop them in the comments. Also let me know in the comments what topics or concepts you're thinking of adding to your life. And as always guys, if you like my content, make sure you like and subscribe, follow me on my social media, which I'll leave in the link below, and join me on my mission to make success the new mediocrity.